Now tonight's exclusive on the beat. Republicans facing a revolt from top donors threatening to cut off funding. My exclusive guest is Dan Eberhart, who says he'll pull his support if Republicans don't get their act together. Eberhart is the very first GOP insider quoted in an explosive Bloomberg article about the backlash for the GOP with, quote, no legislative wins despite their majority. The report noting Republicans are blowing a once-in-a-century chance to expand their majority. Where will disaffected donors go? Well, most aren't interested in Democrats, but Steve Bannon is now recruiting funders to back candidates to challenge incumbent Republicans, a headache for McConnell and Paul Ryan as Bannon wages an assault on the Republican establishment. Now, according to federal records, finance and oil executive Dan Eberhart has donated more than $160,000 to Republicans since 2012, and now he says he is sick of Republican leaders squandering this moment. Welcome, and Dan, do congressional Republicans or Senate Republicans have to worry about losing your support, and have you met with Steve Bannon about all this?
Good evening, Ari. Thank you for having me. I mean, I think the answer to that question is yes. Obviously, the congressional Republicans have accomplished quite a bit more, but in the Senate, things seem to be stuck. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe this year something like 370 bills have been passed in the House, and I think about 280 of those are still sitting in the Senate. Obviously, the most notable of those is Obamacare or some kind of repeal and replace or quantifiable, fix to Obamacare, which I think has been a disaster. But there's also many more bills that have received less headlines.
You think Mitch McConnell is bad at his job?
Well, I think that, I liked his strategy and how that played out with Gorsuch, but I think that I feel pretty frustrated right now. I feel like the dog caught the car and didn't have a plan in terms of repealing and replacing Obamacare or fixing Obamacare. We've got the Senate majority, 52 senators, also potentially the tie-breaking vote if we need it. And Mitch McConnell doesn't seem to be able to get the caucus to walk in the right line. For me, I feel like the Obamacare repeal and replace mantra has been something that the Republicans have told donors, they've told voters so many times over the years that they've elevated it to where it's core to the brand. And I think that the failure to get something done in Washington now that they have both houses and the executive branch, it's just a travesty.
Right. I mean, you're a business guy. Repealing Obamacare was core to the Republicans' marketing. I don't know if it's core to the product anymore for the reasons you just outlined, that they're in charge of all the political branches. And what about Steve Bannon here, who's trying to give them more headaches? Has he met with you? Has he approached you for money?
Yeah. So I met with Steve Bannon last week, and I'll keep a private conversation private, but I think he's a brilliant strategist, and I think he feels emboldened by what happened, in Alabama. And I think that, quite frankly, McConnell's star has faded a little bit, and Bannon's star is rising with what's happened. I think that the move that the Senate Leadership Fund and McConnell made in Alabama has completely backfired. I think, as opposed to saving one of their own, I think that they've emboldened Bannon and emboldened a bunch of conservative voters across America that are ready for change, and they're wanting to use the majority instead of just kind of sit there in D.C. and be the majority. They want to use the majority, and they want to move forward.
Would you give more money to McConnell or his picks at this point?
The way I feel right now, probably not. Look, I'm a lifelong Republican. I want us to win. I think we've got the best ideas for America and the best ideas for everyone's future, but I'm extremely frustrated that if they aren't going to use the majority and don't have an actual plan that they can use to pass legislation, then what's the point?
Mr. Eberhart, we talk a lot about the politics there and the GOP civil war, and also the folks on the inside doing the meetings and moving the money around, which is a part of our politics. Very interesting to get some of your perspective. Thanks for being on The Beat.
Thank you for having me.